Check, hello. Can you read me? Buck Thunder. Buck. Oh, it's me, Phil, your divorce attorney. Welcome to Buck Thunder 2 Xeno Slaughter. Another Buck Thunder game. Your ex-wife is back and more evil than ever. She's sending a bunch of her new blood-sucking boyfriends out. So go shoot them. Just kill them all, Buck. That's the game.
Testing. Okay. Wow, that is sad, man. I just lost 30 minutes of time, all that troubleshooting. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Wow, that is so bad. That is so bad. Oh my god, that is so bad. It's call it Christmas. Just call it Christmas. Hi, how you doing? How you be? Talk to the AB, and you guys have not heard me speak for the past 30 minutes, even though I'm troubleshooting issues. Okay, whatever. It's a 3-hour chat, and I made the worst mistake ever. So that is terrible. That is terrible. But let's go ahead and play this. I've already essentially. You're just joining. I've done some really dumb things. I've basically just been talking without a mic because I don't know. I don't really have an excuse for it. It's a bad one. So I don't know. Every time that I think I'm doing the right things and having everything set up and doing all my checks, I always forget something. And I think I need to just have like a checklist. That way you can go through it, because sometimes you may forget, because there's certain things, like for example, when I make videos or whatever, I use some of the same mics. And I don't think that's a good idea. I think that I should just have one mic for one thing and another mic for the another, because you don't want it to run a situation like this where you forget to put the mic back where it was, and because of that you think that it's there and you just start talking and it's not. So, you know, those kind of situations. It's not like it tells you whenever you don't have mic volume, you know what I mean? And you can't hear yourself in your headset, because if so, you'll stutter. So okay. I'll accept this L. I'll take this L on behalf of the kingdom, but hopefully this won't happen again, so I do apologize. Okay, let's go ahead and get this going. See what happens.
It's me, Phil, your divorce lawyer again. You remember how to move and jump and everything, right? There's shit on the screen that tells you how to do all that stuff. I mean, come on, Buck. This is the second game. You know how to do all this shit.
I do know how to do all this stuff. Press A to jump. All right, bet. I wonder if I was wanting to see if he was gonna say something. Okay.
Buck, are you okay? I thought you knew how to do this, Buck. I know it's been around. All right, Buck, you're gonna have to use the brand new double jump to get over there. Oh shit, I'm sorry, Buck. I forgot there's no double jump, just crouch. We gotta try crouching, Buck. Fucking scheduling and scoping bullshit. A fucking crouch prioritized over a double jump. Who is this? Who are these people above us?
Okay, this one's...
Alright, that's a good crouch, Buck. That's a good crouch. Good boy. Good boy. Alright. Fucking scoping and scheduling bullshit. Fucking double jump. Not more important than a crouch. Who the fuck?
Wow, this is very not good. I don't know if I want to do this. There's a whole lot of cursing. I didn't know it was like this on this game. Let me see. It's funny though. I give you that. Where do you go? Oh.
Stay sharp, Buck. A bunch of your ex-wife's new alien boyfriends. There they are. Coming right at you. Just shoot them, Buck. You remember how to shoot, don't you? Shoot, Buck. That's That's what I'm talking about, Buck. Kill those fuckers. You're the man. I love you, Buck. You're so fucking cool. Oh, I'm so excited and lit up to be your divorce attorney. You have no idea. You're my favorite client.
Oh my God, what is this?
All right, Buck, just open that door. It's so fucking easy. Just press the right buttons. This is just the tutorial part. It's easy. It's the easiest. Oh my God, Buck, you did it. You opened the door. You're a fucking genius. You are my favorite client. It's me, by the way, your divorce attorney. Don't forget, I'm Phil, your divorce attorney. Let's go. Let's get moving. Let's defeat your ex-wife.
Okay, so it's Diablo. I'll get over it. Oh, okay.
Buck, Phil here, your divorce attorney. Let me fill you in on what's going on. An alien spaceship landed in your ex-wife's backyard. She fell in love with the leader, and it turns out they're all a hive mind, so she's fucking all of them. What are the odds? I know that's probably what you're thinking, but just get out there and kill them, Buck. That's all you can do. Over and out.
Oh, I don't even know what to say when someone is saying this. It's like, oh my God. Okay, so my wives are in a hive mind. I mean, okay, gotcha. This is very, very personal. I think y'all need couples therapy is what I really think.
Hey, open up! You gonna hide in there all day? Mom and Dad just left.
What? Oh, how did he? Oh, they can jump.
You gonna answer me or what? I'm coming in. You better not be doing anything weird in there.
What? What?
Why didn't you say goodbye to Mom and Dad before they left for their trip? You know they were pissed, right? Whatever. We got the place to ourselves now. Oh my God, don't give me that look, narc. What, are you mad that I'm throwing this party tonight? It's fine. Mom and Dad are gone for a whole fucking week. We can do whatever we want. Here, come on, try some. You know it's good for your depression, right? Okay, we're totally gonna rage tonight. I cannot wait. I gotta text Jen to make sure she brings the good shit. Whoa, 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 it's kicking in. Ugh, finally, there you are. I felt like I was losing my mind. So, do you want any or nah? Fine, more for me then. All right, I'm gonna go get ready for the party. This stuff's gonna last me all week. It is powerful.
I don't even know what to say. Girl, you need help. I'd just rather go back to playing the video game. Oh, look at these pictures. Been dead. Okay. Is that Marilyn Manson hugging someone? Okay, cool. I'm okay with that. The darkening. Speed limit 40. You can go in anywhere? No? Okay. Yo, look at his PC. Look at those 200 millimeter fans, man. And they're blue. It reminds me of the, it's not the Half X. Well, Half X, yes, but it's like the Corsair 750D. It's like that original Corsair. And, but those fans, those are very reminiscent to the Half X. And that 200 millimeter fans that they had in front. Well, it actually was only one at the time. But yeah, Corsair had one that was like that. I can't remember the name of the chassis, but yeah, that is fancy. Oh, look at these pictures. We plunged down the gopher hole. Yeah, you did. Okay, cool.
Mom told me I was in charge. She did it in secret so it wouldn't hurt your feelings. And Dad said that he flat out doesn't love you. It was actually pretty messed
Look
up.
here, Megan. Don't talk to me. I am busy.
Mom left you a note on the fridge. Go read it. Then come meet me outside. I need your help grabbing party shit from the store.
No, don't tell me what to do. I'm an independent. Can't you see how disgusting this microwave is? I did that because I'm my own man. Or whatever else kids rage about these days. Oh, you can't even choose not to do that. Hello, sweetheart. It would have been nice if you had come downstairs to say goodbye to your father and I before we left. We hope you know we love you very much, but we can't keep supporting you if you're just going to sit around playing video games all day. Hey, look. Look, okay, this is a job. You should follow Lizzie's example. She already got accepted into 3 grade schools, but she'll probably drop out of all of them because she has a drug habit. I really hope you can get your act together. Why don't you figure out a plan before we get back? Yeah, my plan is to go pro.
Come on, I don't want to carry it all.
Okay, whatever. A sad clown. Yikes. It's like happiness and sadness all at once, and depression. But it's a nice crib though.
Hello?
I mean, got an upstairs and bedrooms and stuff.
Let's go to the store.
No, don't tell me what to do. I'm just gonna run away from home. Even though this is like an $800,000 home, I'm gonna run away from it.
Oh, what the fuck? Get down and stay quiet.
Why would I get down and stay quiet? I was running inside. This is crazy.
I knew aliens were real.
This is how you found out? Girl, you crazy.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, he said, just go look for the humans and destroy them.
It's Mr. Pilfrey. He's got that, what's it called?
Hover around.
What's going on?
No, hover around. It's called hover around.
Is that you? Oh my god!
Oh my god.
No!
What did they just do to Mr. Pilfrey?
Is he? Ew. Did he eat him?
What the fuck is going on?
He said, oh man, he was delicious. Why is his head still sticking out? Oh, okay, that's a scarf. He gave him a scarf. So now, you know, everything's good. He's asking if anybody wants some. He got double crossed. You double crossed an alien. Oh my god. He says, do as I say. You guys don't know. You should probably see if that alien is okay.
Do you?
I know he has like a hole in his head, but I'm sure he's
Please
fine.
be careful.
Don't tell me what to do. I done told you, Stephanie. Don't tell me what to do. I'm my own man.
Did that thing just
Gross.
spit all
Finally!
Did he just
Oh my
vomit
god,
on me?
finally I'm free, thank god! What a nightmare! Listen, can you pull the inhibitor chip out of me? It's the metal thing stuck in me, just pull it out!
I don't know, Morty. I don't know. I'll try my best, okay?
Oh, that feels so much better, thank you. Yeah, sorry about the spit. I needed to get you infected with the translator microbes. That's sort of how it works. I guess you guys don't have those here yet. Listen, my name's Kenny. I'm a Gatlian. We
No, it's not. It is 100% Morty.
talking to you? Maybe we should go back to the
Ignore
house.
her. It's very important that you listen to everything I say. Okay, it is your lucky day right now. We can survive this together if you just listen to me. Those G3 guys are gonna turn your
Morty. I am a scientist. I do not take orders from anyone.
Because, you know, I'm kind of a gun, and if you don't use me to kill those G3 grunts, you know, they're gonna fucking kill us.
They're gonna kill you, Morty. Priorities. They're gonna kill you.
Fuck yeah, there we go. All right, first kill. I am so glad you picked me up. Let's keep going.
Yo. Why are they accurate? They're supposed to be stormtroopers.
Not bad, alien. Not bad at all. Let's head to that base. Oh, what did he do? Another warp base.
Look here. You can't be telling me what to do, man. I want to see if there's any. No, okay. It's not one of those kind of games.
I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but we gotta go back to that base, get in there, and take their warp driver, or your whole planet's gonna die. Well,
Look,
here you
look,
go.
Morty.
It's the G3 warp base. Hey, let's just clean house and warp out of here.
Morty, that's the last time you're gonna talk
You
about
had
me,
to
okay,
kill
Morty?
them, right? It was either them or you, and me as well, and I would prefer to
Bro,
live.
you think I have a problem with killing people, Morty? I do it on a daily basis, okay? Some people just has to die. Have you seen what I've done to rats, Morty? Have you seen what I can do to rats, Morty? I am the Rat King!
Fuck yeah! Now grab the warp drive. We'll use this to warp the hell off this dude's
All I need is a
planet.
pickle,
Sorry,
Morty.
no offense.
All I
don't
need
mean
is
to
a
upset
pickle.
You, but yes, your planet is doomed right now.
Oh, they don't even let you choose. They just take you right to it. Okay, I guess that's fair.
Okay, listen. listen, don't worry about the beeping. The beeping's fine. It's gonna blow up soon. We just need to plug this thing into power. Do you have something back at your house? That, you know, do you live in one of those huts around here? Take us there. We gotta move. We gotta move. Listen, bring me up close to your face so you can aim better.
I'm supposed to go back to my house.
Just look down the sights and fire. You're doing great, by the way. Oh, I'm proud of you.
Yo.
That's my little G3 killer. Oh, look at you, G3 killer.
Where's your house at, boy? Is this the house?
Oh, thank God you're still alive. I just
Shoot her.
killed an alien. I got blood in my mouth. I think
Okay,
we're all
whatever.
gonna die.
I don't care.
You got anything in here that emits, I don't know, microwaves? I know it's a lot to ask.
What? Like
Oh,
fucking
microwaves?
Microwave? Oh, whoa. I can understand your
Yes, like a
Translator
microwave.
microbes, they're contagious, but can please just move past all this shit?
Okay, that's interesting.
So,
Oh, thank God, it worked. Okay, it's just gonna need a second to boot up.
Ooh, that gun looks way better than mine. How do I take his gun?
Leader of the G3 cartel, don't resist. Any attempts to fight us would be futile.
crazy.
You are now officially the property of the G3 cartel.
All right, it's go time. Let's get out of here.
wait, get out of here?
Why are you helping me when you were just with the villain?
You ever been to the big city? Because you're about to, except that it's a space city. It's a huge space city, and you're gonna be out of your element. And you better just follow my lead.
Okay.
What just happened?
Looks like we made it. Welcome to Blim City.
Did you
Also,
just
it's about time to get to work because every single thing that I just did
to
previously
another
made no
planet?
sense because
keep
I didn't have a
up.
mic
we'll
on.
be safe here. Now take me outside.
Whoa, you're just gonna leave me here in what, space?
Yep.
Are we in space?
I'm not very fond of you, lady.
Out there? Into space?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Welcome to fucking space.
Oh my God, Morty. Morty, we've never been here
So
before,
this is
Morty.
Blim City.
Go and
Not bad,
explore.
huh? I don't know how we're gonna find
Become the
King, though.
king of
Let's
these
just
people.
Ask around. There's all kinds
Or,
of aliens
you
out
know,
here.
not
Let's
care
just
at
ask.
all.
He is famous.
Okay, Morty, I'll look around. You go deal with the residents, Morty. Okay, you just say hi to them, Morty. Just let them know that you're the new emperor and you're taking over, Morty, and everything will be fine. Okay, Morty. Oh, can I shoot them?
No, I'm not shooting this one.
Look, Morty. These rules, okay? These rules are for suckers, Morty. Okay? Real men like us,
Listen,
we
we're gonna have to talk to some of these aliens if
we don't
expect to
need
find
rule,
Gene.
Morty. We don't need any rules, Morty. Okay?
Hey, we're looking for Gene Zaruthian, the bounty hunter. Any idea where he might be?
Who? No. Do you know how many freaking people live here? And you expect me to know this guy? No, of course not.
Okay, not everyone's gonna be helpful.
Think I didn't know that, Morty? You think I didn't know he was gonna be helpful?
Oh, that's a lug-locks over there. There's usually some good loot inside, but we need some kind of sharp device to open it.
Okay, that
Okay, this
wasn't
isn't
real.
going.
Don't even think about going down to the slum.
Yeah, this is a maintenance-only shaft, so scram!
Okay. I mean, the game is pretty, so I give it that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, making sure nobody has questions.
Where the hell
We're
is
good
he?
there.
Blim City's always been his headquarters, you know? We can't give up.
Yo,
Hey,
civilian.
we're looking for Gene Zaruthian. I'm not sure. Maybe you could help?
Oh, I wish I knew where he was. He owes me like 300 pesos.
Huh, that doesn't sound like Gene Zaruthian to me.
Man, this place is huge. Oh, another one of those things?
Okay, God, someone has to know where Gene is. You can't shoot these open. You gotta have something to cut them open, you know?
Hazard? Oh, this is where we started. Wow, okay. It's kind of hard to tell. When it's an alien city, Morty. Oh, why is it telling me caution to go back? we went all over here, talked to these people, and then we went all over here and talked to those people. Oh, purple guy. Purple guy! Let's talk about this. There we go.
Hello?
That's the purple guy I thought about.
Get away. Don't take my shit.
Oh my god. It can't be.
What do you want?
You're not the famous bounty hunter Gene Zaruthian, are you?
Who's asking?
You're really Gene.
Yeah, I'm really Gene. That's
smell
me,
like poop.
like on the ads. Disappointed? Guess how I feel.
Okay, well, whoopsies. We were gonna ask for your help fighting the G3 cartel, but...
Kid, do I look like I can help anyone? I just got evicted. I don't even have a goddamn home.
Can you point us in the direction of, you know, a bounty hunter friend that's still working, you know, still has their legs?
Oh. Look at that nice house. God damn. Where'd that come from? That's a great fucking house. You see that house?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, that's this hairy alien's house, the one holding me.
God damn. Can't stop looking at that beautiful house. Yeah, okay. The gears are turning. Maybe I can help you.
You can? But you just said...
There are flies around here.
I said I'd help you fight the... Who'd you say? The G3 cartel? Oh, yeah. Oh, come on, that's crazy, but... Okay, whatever. Yeah, sure. We'll kill them all. Easy. I've got a fully operational
Morty, I don't know about this guy. I think we should just kill him.
Really? Well, that's convenient.
Yeah, I could turn that hairy kid of yours into a true blue bounty hunter. But
Yeah,
if they
let's go
die,
then.
I want the house. That's the trade.
Are you sure? I don't think they've even fired a gun before today. And wait, you want the house in return?
Yeah, this is a great deal for you. I mean, you get all my old bounty hunter shit, and I might get a house.
I don't know.
Enough talking. Just be a gun for a second. You, hairy kid, put on the suit. See how you feel. Then make a decision, yeah? I can always just pawn this shit off.
Okay, go ahead. Try it on. What choice do we have?
Fine, Morty. I'll try it.
Wow, you look great, kid. Natural. Definitely not gonna...
Pseudo-S, powered by
All right,
windshield.
I guess we'll give it a shot, but I don't know about this.
Activation key not found.
Ah, yeah, shit. It's still in trial mode. I pawned off the activation license. The ticket should be in one of your pockets. Some loose change, too.
It's a CD key.
Should be enough.
It's a CD key.
Take that down to Mr. Keep's pawn shop, and he'll get you all set up.
BS trial mode.
Hey there, Gene Zaruthian. It's me, Pseudo, your helpful bounty hunting assistant. Before I enable mobility, I just need to make sure your info scanner is online. Can you go ahead and give the area a quick scan for me? Okay, perfect. Great job. I've identified your current objective. Head on down to Mr. Keep's pawn shop. Can you see the waypoint?
Yes. Okay, obviously that's not
Okay,
the
you know,
waypoint.
I'm waiting, but you gotta go ahead and look at that waypoint for me. Perfectamundo, everything is in working order. Mobility unlocked. You are free to move, Gene.
All right.
Ooh,
I'll get things
I got
set up at your
skills. What
house
is-
while you're gone.
What's this do?
Ooh, whoops, sorry about all those pop-ups. I forgot to
Club
warn you about
Nutman did
that.
match
You can close them with the
Nutman
interact button, but they are gonna keep coming back non-stop. That's just gonna keep happening until you activate the license. Sorry, you better hurry up.
You able to
See
okay?
users Gene
Sorry.
desktop
Okay, let's just
globulodeck.inc. Wow. It's like, okay. As a computer, oh, these are
I think
pop-ups.
Mr. Keep is just ahead. You got this.
Your suit O is infected. I'm going to marry you. Yes, please. MILFs in your area. Malware infecting lots of files. Download, navigate, the get around gal. Download the free trial. No slingas. Wow. These pop-ups are crazy, bro. You can't, I can't. No malware, no spam blocker, no nothing. Am I going the right way? I can't even tell. I too many pop-ups, bro. That's actually pretty creative. Okay.
You able to see okay? Sorry, I didn't expect Gene to be like that.
Am I supposed to order something? No, you can't do anything with them. You just said. Wait,
I think Mr. Keep is just ahead. You got this.
Just ahead? No, he's not. 46.
I wonder what kind of bounty hunting equipment Gene is setting up for us, huh? It's kind of exciting, you know, sorta. It could be cool.
Do we just stand here? You gotta be more specific, bro. Like, I don't know what you want me to do here. Oh, upstairs? Oh. Fancy.
What's up, freak?
Jorb, greet the customer properly.
Welcome to Mr. Keep's dipshit. We're your friendly neighborhood pawn shop. Buy something or don't, nobody even cares.
Jorb!
Wow, that's very mean.
Oh, so old Zaruthian doesn't feel like pawning his license
Man,
key
these
anymore.
pop-ups.
What? Did he win the sweepstakes? Ha! Okay, so you want this license key. But it's really nice. I
Told you the
kind of
license
want
key.
it for myself.
You've got enough useless shit. Dang.
Fine, take it. It's yours. Okay,
You might have an
yeah,
invasive
application
alien in
license
your
accepted. Bounty
suit.
hunting suit is in perfect working order. Time for an important
Hooray!
question. Would you like to keep me on as your permanent in-suit advisor?
No. If you're funny. Oh, there's only two options, yes and of course.
That was the best choice you could have made. All right, bye-bye now. I'll be back a bunch.
Okay, great, thanks. Oh my god.
Whoa, not bad. It's got your vital readings, armor levels, even my biometrics. Gene really came through, didn't he? I told you he'd be great.
Perfect. Just what this galaxy needs. Another good-for-nothing bounty hunter.
How do I
Out of
shoot
my
him in the
star.
face? Aim.
Oh, hurry up. I'm kind of busy in case you didn't notice.
I really only hear. Why do I hear two people? Oh, here's the other person.
Real cool suit. Where'd you get it here? Look how
Okay.
dumb they look trying to figure out what to buy.
Yeah, this is
Have a
how
look
kids.
around.
You gotta buy something. You ever been to a store
Discover it
before?
too.
You know how this works, right?
Oh, you just look at
Oh,
stuff.
you like that, huh? Well, it's mine.
Perfect
You
for
can't
hanging
have-
on the wall
Have
as a
look
statement.
around. We
Okay,
got
it's a
some
katana.
good
Perfect for
stuff
hanging on the wall as a
sale,
statement
but
piece. The
not
statement is, I
everything.
think getting
Some of
laid
it is
sucks.
mine.
Good lord. Accurate, but good lord. Okay, what else you got? Now I'm curious. A rock, just a rock. Heck
Good
yeah.
stuff for sale, but not everything.
Urn holds a dead person's ashes. This one already being used. Okay. Painting by Yorb. Honestly, it just looks like a complete dog poo. Crystals of the Ickless, 5 for 1. They're freaking everywhere.
Not everything. Some of it is.
Jockstrap. We've left in the sun for days and it still won't dry out. Oh god. Oh god. Then why would you keep it in here?
We got some good
Sandal.
stuff for sale.
See sneaker description. We're not going to waste your time having you read the same joke twice. Okay, cool. I'll do that when I get to the sneaker. Robot arm broken. For the robot who has everything but is also missing an arm. Merc foot. Not for sexual use. Stop asking.
Look around. We got some good stuff for sale, but not everything.
Drill
Some
box.
of it is
Self-explanatory. It's a box that drills. Come on, just move along if you don't like it. Dentures. Ripped straight from the mouth of a Toothalian.
Jorb, I don't think you're very
Toothlian?
nice to me.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Set some candles, Morty. The sick can be described as candle-like.
Just for 1 second. Have a look around. We got some good stuff.
Jigsaw puzzle, a mysterious puzzle created with immaculate craftsmanship. When solved, it is said to open a portal to a pain dimension where the owner will be subjected to physical and mental torture at the hands of a cabal of demons that are your darkest psychosexual desires incarnate. Ages 8 through 80? Oh my god, I gotta buy that. Okay, buy it. Okay,
I'm not too sure.
fine, I don't want to buy it anyway.
We got some good stuff
Okay,
for
more
sale,
jock straps.
but not everything. Some of
Dura
it's
health
mine.
tank. Some bounty hunters don't want to die, and that totally makes sense. If you're one of those reasonable bounty hunters, here's my idea. Add more tanks so you can store more health so you can stay alive for longer. You can just keep stacking these and maybe eventually you'll have enough that you'll stop being scared of death. It would be so smart to find 1 million of these. Industrial pump. Looks like leftover game asset someone on the art team just threw in here, and it is good eye.
Have a look around. We got some good stuff for sale.
Ceiling light. Stand under it so it looks like you'd have a great idea. Oh, a ceiling light. Okay. Air tank. Disclaimer. Farts are technically air. Baby shoes. Never worn. The baby didn't die or anything, by the way. Why does everyone assume that? The shoes just didn't fit.
For sale, but not
really expensive bounty suit. Instead of buying this, how about you pick up a copy of Namon Klein's No Logo and free yourself from commodity fetishism? Wow. Okay.
Have a look around.
Industrial pump. Looks like a leftover game asset someone on the art team just threw in here, and it is a good eye. Yeah, I got it. Shoes for sale. Alien shoes. Never worn. Not a particularly sad or noteworthy story. Just relaying the facts. Loot box. This one costs real actual money. Let's see the pay file info. Point your credit card at the screen. That is...
We got some good stuff for sale. But
okay. What's the backpack? Found unattended at a public transit stop. Whatever's making the mysterious ticking noise inside is yours to keep. Nah, I'm good, man.
Let's head back to the house and check in with Gene. You'll find it. You'll figure it out. Hey, well, don't shoot the hook bug. That's probably somebody's pet.
Hey, you can run, you know. I don't know if you do that. Try hitting the button on your screen. I can't say the name of the button because I have no fucking clue what kind of controller or keyboard you're using.
Thanks again for shopping at Mr. Keeps. Okay, we'll save. How do you save? System, resume, settings. Okay, you can't. Okay, cool. We'll just quit the game for right now, and we'll go back to actually helping people. That was, I don't even know, because it's like, it's not really technical or anything, and there's just so much cussing or whatever, which is, I mean, I'm okay with it, but it's a bit much for a technical channel, so, but at the same time, it was interesting, so I do give it that. I probably should have looked up the game and been like, oh yeah, High on Life, that's probably a bad idea. but I'll take it, so it's whatever. Alrighty, let's get back to work. Okay, alrighty, let's do this. Okay, see, in fact, the last 5 didn't count because apparently I didn't even have a mic and I was just talking to myself. Let's go ahead and actually put that right there and let's get to it. So this thing is hot. Okay, let me turn this off real quick. That way I don't waste this battery, and let's get to it. Alrighty, we left off here, even though nobody heard me. But yeah, we'll just continue on because I've already answered those 5, so we'll just go on forward. So this is from Sumerian Dark. Okay, cool. This is from Sumerian Dark. I don't know how I got that right, but whatever. MacBook Pro M1 2020 makes loud popping crackling sound. Let me know if any of my formatting is off. M1 MacBook Pro running macOS Monterey 12.3.1 has been making very loud popping crackling sounds. Kind of like plastic water bottle being crushed or crunched. From behind the keyboard when running Jackbox on Steam while being plugged in and streaming to a TV on a call since yesterday and had not run games from Steam in a while until then. The computer is not noticeably hot, but the popping can be felt when it's held from the bottom. Shutting the computer down and rebooting stops this for a while, but not being able to do more strenuous activities is troublesome. Okay, is troublesome. Is there anything recommended to fix this? Is this an issue anyone else has had, and were you able to find a solution? Should I just be avoiding overloading the computer with multiple processes? Thank you. It sounds like it's expanding. Just from what you're giving me, it sounds like the processor, the heat dissipation and just the heat from the processor is starting to expand the chassis. So the crackling that you hear may be the crackling of the case itself expanding. You said you felt it whenever it was from the bottom. It could also be the monitor, but either way, these are straight hardware issues. So, you know, strenuous. I mean, if you're hearing crackling and popping, we're not talking about, if you hear that, we're not talking about anything software related. More than likely, it sounds like the chassis is expanding. due to heat due to continuous heat and cooling. Due to continuous heat and cooling. Almost as if it's wanting to crack. It could also be the monitor itself expanding from overheating. Either way, you could try a, what is it called? USB fan. What is it called? It's like a laptop fan. A laptop fan to keep the device cool and prevent it from expanding. I don't know. I just don't. The cooling is what makes. Okay, so you heat it up and then you cool it, and then you heat it up and then you cool it, and then you heat it up and then you cool it, and then you heat it up and then you cool it. It'll eventually make it so that the case itself expands, though I never really heard about that happening on MacBooks often, you know. But I don't really know exactly how his devices is set up. And I don't want to be like, okay, well, the cooling, you know, well, it's just a fan, so it shouldn't be enough to actually do anything. Either way, you could try a laptop fan to keep the device cool, or just keep it off the desk and leave it elevated. Yeah, I'll go with that. It's such a, I mean, it's going to be hardware related, but you know, keeping it elevated, fans, stuff like that. The Mac is behind on updates. I would see if the behavior persists after updating to 12.6.2. You could also let Apple Diagnostics run and see if there's an issue with the fans or audio is detected. The possible error codes are detailed here. Possible error codes? Oh, all the errors that it could be from Apple. Yeah, that's fair. But I don't really think that it's software because of the way he said the crackling. The crackling seems like it's more of a hardware issue than it is software. I suppose that you could update it, but whether it's updated or not doesn't change the fact that the loud popping and crackling sounds is happening. So on this one here, I mean, you could say that it can be a fan, but fans don't really make those kind of sounds. And then if you look at the chassis of a 2020 M1 MacBook Pro, those guys, like, where's mine? Okay, those guys are pretty doggone sturdy. So for me to be like, okay, for it to make a sound like that makes me think like something's happened. So something physical has happened. So on this one here, yeah, more than likely he may have to take it to support. But yeah, just gotta give him options there. There's really just, that's a tough one, bro. Like, you want to just take that to Mac. I mean, I don't know of any. There's some people who may buy an M1 MacBook Pro 2020 and not buy support, but they are very few. Mostly because if you spend that much money for an M1 2020, if you think about it, what was the 2020? The base model was like $1,600. So if you buy an M1 2020 and it's over a MacBook Air, then 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to get the support that comes with it. So for me to say that, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that at all. How do I undo that? Whatever. But the chances of it being that is just so highly unlikely. So yeah, I'll go with hardware on this one here. I would not go software, and we'll just kind of call it at that. Hope that helps, Simmer and Dark. Apparently, I just followed you, so I guess I'll find out. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one here. All right, so this one is from, let me check, make sure nobody's asking me a question. Okay, cool. This is from Epic Cow Clay. Epic Cow Clay writes, case upgrade change recommendation. Hey y'all, I'm looking for a case upgrade recommendation simply for a change of scenery. I have the Corsair Carbide 600Q, which is a good case. I love this case because of how quiet it is. The cable management is all right with it, but there isn't as much space as I like to work in it. The AIO I have is the H150i, Jesus. So I need the space for the radiator, of course. I also have a 3070 Aorus, yeah, RTX 3070, and I use a piston to support the weight. Wow, okay, so he has a 3-slot 3070, okay. or 2 to 3 slot, 2.2. My parts all now have basically a lot of lights, and my case can't display them since I opted to go for silence a long time ago. I'm looking for a full-size case for an ATX EATX with cable management that's potentially as quiet as the 600Q. Nice space to work in, and also has at least one USB-C port on it. Any suggestions are appreciated. Also, budget isn't an issue. Just not looking at $500 Canadian or anything like that. That's a lot of money. I don't think you're gonna have any type of problems trying to find anything, but I've been so far out of the EATX space, I can't remember any chassis that isn't a half X or a Corsair Carbide, like 600D or something, like a Corsair. Those are really the only two I can think of. I think it's called a Corsair 650D, but I don't think that really hits all of his points, because that H150i, that's a 360mm radiator. So let me see, 650D, Corsair 650D. Obsidian, yeah, that. How old is it? Is there a 700D now? Oh, okay, maybe there's a 750D now. 750, support for up to 8 fans, support for a radio up to 360mm, CPU back cut, 3 toolless design. I think this may be our guy. And front IO, let's see. IO. 2 USB 3, 2 USB 2. Okay, it is old. Okay, so that's what I was thinking of. But that's probably not what he's thinking of. Let's look. I'm not doing anything. Why not? Let's look. So typically for this, you want to go to Newegg, and then components, and then you want to go to computer cases. And ooh, that one looks nice. IQ. That's the one I was thinking about. 5000 RT, and then also this one here, Be Quiet Pure Bass 500 FX. That's not necessarily EATX, and he likes colors, so I would say that. Meshify is a mid tower though, isn't it? Yes, mid tower. Okay, yeah, so not Meshify. A lot of IQs, so we'll go with, he doesn't have a budget, so let's go with, that's actually really nice. I like the Practical Design Torrent. That's a pretty nice case, but these cases with these glass panels make me nervous a little bit. Now, of course, it is getting a lot of air in, but for a 3070, it can, really do some damage. I like this one a little bit better because it's 360mm, and plus it has room for his radiator. Now, on the top, I think it also has USB-C on it. Yeah, it also gives you the USB-C. I like this one. So let's go with the Corsair IQ. Copy. And let's go back to his question case. Yeah. Is what I would go with. Should tick all your boxes. Hope that helps. Yeah, I'll go with that. Corsair is the first thing I thought of too whenever I was thinking about a case that would fit his particular specs, because that's the only one that I really know of that's like super, super big. Now there's others, but they're mostly in the mid-tower range. The last time I've messed with the full-size EATX was half X, and that guy was huge. But I mean, some people like that. Some people are into that big tower that you can kind of show off. I'm not one of them, but yeah, some people like that kind of stuff. So for that, I would say the Corsair, and that's a really good looking case too. I think that would fit his needs. So yeah, that was fun. Epic Clay. That's a little different than what I normally do, but I mean, it's not like I don't know PC parts, so it's whatever. I just don't mess with the EATX like I used to. All right, hope that helps. Let's go ahead and go to the next one here. Did I already answer him? Yeah, cool. Alrighty, so this one comes from, oh, that's right, you were changing it up. So not all of these are going to be PC related. This is from Ben Whiskey. Ben Whiskey writes, office chair recommendations. I currently use the faux leather GT Omega chair from around 2014. GT Omega is like this chair here, but it's like a gaming chair, so it's not the most comfortable. From around 2014, as you would expect, the material has not held the test of time. I am currently looking for a good office chair. It does not have to be a racing or gaming style chair. As such, I have looked into Secret Labs and Noble, and they seem like better options in that category. Any ideas? Well, here's the thing about computer chairs. You can't give somebody a recommendation if you don't know if they have any pain. Okay, so this guy here, this the GT Omega, when it came out, it was like back in the day, there were all these speedster chairs like you guys see right here. Like it's all these speed chairs, and they all kind of looked the same and they all kind of did the same, but they weren't really the most comfortable, but they can lean back and stuff like that, and they look really cool whenever you're showing them on YouTube and films and stuff. So like you'll be on YouTube and you'll see the back of the chair behind you, and it looked really cool at the time. So, you know, if that's his style, then he can go with something like that. But it really kind of just depends on the type of pain that he has. Like if he has no pain sitting in chairs, then, you know, he doesn't have to worry about it. So if it does not have to be a racing or gaming style chair as such, I have had Secret Lab and Noble. I mean, I don't even know how big he is. Okay. It would be unfair to offer a recommendation of computer chair without knowing anything about you. Size, specs, size, height. Do you have any pain when you sit? What about sitting for long periods of time? Any issues there? Do you need it to recline? Do you need a headrest? Lumbar support should always come with most chairs. Do your legs fatigue over time? Sitting in the chair? Will it be on video? Thereby people seeing it. Without these, it's hard to give a recommendation. But if I was pressed, I would say, who's that? It's there's a computer chair that's made by it's like a celebrity. It's like Kane or Undertaker or somebody, or Brock Lesnar. I don't know. It's a computer chair made by a celebrity. Let me look it up real quick. Computer chair made by celebrity. I forgot what it's called. Is it from Secret Lab? It may be from Secret Lab, but it's it literally is a computer chair, or maybe it's a gaming chair. It has a name. It's like a gaming chair. Hold on, I'm gonna figure it out. I promise. Gaming chair made by a celebrity. Okay. And it's a pretty good chair. It's like, who was it? Menzetto faux leather. No, it's not that. Oh my goodness. Oh, it was Shaq. That's who it was. It was Shaq. Computer chair. That's what it was. That I thought was really good. I think it was Shaq. Yeah, it was. Yeah. I saw this one at Office Depot. I thought it was pretty decent because it was nice and it was cushiony, and you got that lumbar support, and then you have that little crevice there, and it looked pretty cushiony and it looked pretty supportive. So I was thinking about this guy here, Shaquille O'Neal. I'll go with that. Say mostly because it should support most weights. Without any info above, it's the best I can do. Hope that helps. It's you don't get too many of those. I'm not about to sit here and be like, oh, Herman Miller, you should get a Herman Miller. I don't even use my Herman. Like I have one, but depending on the pain you have, like for example, I have tailbone pain. I can't sit for long. So because I can't sit for long, well, in that chair, I switched to another chair that allows me to sit for quite a while. So now I can actually do these streams. Like before I couldn't, because I would be standing and sitting and standing and sitting, and it became kind of a pain. So it really kind of depends on what he's wanting to do. Some people also have a desk that elevates. Like if the desk elevates, then you don't want any of these chairs. You want a chair that is already high off the ground. So there's so many different ways to go about getting a computer chair. So it really kind of depends on what he wants there. But hope that helps. Just not enough information to go off up on that. All right, so this is from Big Bird. Of course it's from Big Bird. Big Bird 29920 writes, new build after 13 years. Congratulations. Oh my goodness, 13 years? That's a long time to not have a build. Got to get more horsepower. And you also got to go fast. I last built a system in 2011 with an Intel i5 3750K, which has been as good as everyone said it was 13 years ago. 16 gigs of DDR3, GeForce GT 630. What? Last build system in 2011. Okay, this was this old build. Okay. 16 gigs of DDR3, GeForce GT 630M, and a 800 watt power supply. Wow, that is a lot for that. I want to build a new system to run Photoshop, Lightroom, or On1 AI, as I'm finally scanning a large collection of 35mm slides and black-white negatives, and do some recording with Cakewalk by BandaLab, running Concat 7 for a sample player and various VST plugins. I don't game. The current system slows down trying to run the latest software. The chat's ready. New data on taste. Hold on one second. Let me fix that. Block. Okay, so the current system slows down trying to run the latest software, so it's got to go. Yeah, I get that. I am considering the Intel i5 12600K or 13600K, which seems to be a great choice from all reviews. I'm open to AMD, but the Intel reviews seem to be a step ahead in most areas. I'm planning on 32 gigs of RAM, I would agree. DDR memory, but I need motherboard and GPU recommendations. Can I reuse the BFG power supply? Any help would be appreciated. Yeah. I mean, he didn't. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. BFG 800 watt PC system power supply. It doesn't have a rating. I don't see it, and it should be somewhere on the case, but it's so old. I would not. Man, that is a long time ago. This is before ratings, so it would be dangerous. Yeah, it would be dangerous to use that power supply. Looks like it came out before ratings were invented, so no telling what damage it could cause. Yes, I agree to 32 gigs of RAM or higher due to the programs you are using. I'm open to AMD, but the Intel reviews seem to be a step ahead in most areas. They both work. Intel and AMD, either work fine. Either CPU works fine in your case, as cores is a bit more important, and the differences between them at the higher end will be too small to notice, and the programs you are running. I mean, and this is a fact, right? I wouldn't say it's a fact, but okay. Let's say he's doing Photoshop and he's looking up photos, okay? If he has something like a really powerful processor on both, because he's comparing like one of the higher end Intel processors. If you look at something from the AMD side, like the 7600 or the 7650X or something like that, and you compare them, they're pretty going to be pretty neck and neck. Even if he loses a few seconds, he's not going to notice it. So in this case here, it doesn't really matter. It really kind of just depends on what he wants. So, you know, like if he's really into the motherboard or if he's really into something else, then he can go for that. Or you know, it doesn't matter for him. GPU could be, I would say RTX 3060, just because CUDA works really well with Adobe. I would say RTX 3060 because CUDA works well in Adobe. CPU, whichever. Again, in Adobe. That's pretty much it. And at least 750 watt silver or better on the power supply. We'll go with that. Well, or higher. Well, no, because okay, yeah. He said high-end Intel, so that means that he's talking about 300 watts, and he's going to pull about 2 from the. Yeah, I mean 750 would work, but let's go ahead and give him 850. That way he's going to be in that same ballpark. It's probably going to be a lot less because of the 3060, but I'm just trying to err on the side of caution. I'd rather have him have a 850 watt silver or higher and go with the 3060 because 3060 works with most of these programs. And then AMD or Intel, but Intel probably, but you know, I'll just leave it to him. Yeah, because they can both run DDR5, DDR4, and that is dedicated by the motherboard. Yeah, I mean, all of it's new, and this person is right here, you know, because of DDR4 versus DDR5. But if he's gonna buy all of it new anyway, because I mean, let's think about it. His RAM is DDR3, so he's not gonna use his RAM. He's not gonna use anything that he has in his rig. This rig is over. So because of that, it doesn't really matter which way he goes about it. Now, of course, DDR5 memory is super expensive right now, but if he's trying to go all in and try to really get what he wants, then it doesn't matter. He can go for whatever. So in this case here, you know, you could say DDR4, but it won't be the most up to date, but it's going to be good enough for him. DDR4 is great. So, you know, there's so many different ways to play it. You just kind of just want to know. He doesn't really say a budget or anything, so you can't really recommend too much, but you can give him some options. So that's what we did, and we'll just go that way with it. Alrighty, Big Bird, hope that helps. All right, let's close out this stuff here. That is an interesting power supply. That power supply is old. Man, I can't even remember. 16 years ago? How old was I? 20? My first computer, it was custom built, and I had a GTX 570 2.5 gig at the time. And that computer was so good. Oh, it was so good. That GT 570 2.5 gig. Oh my God, that processor was great. 2-slot. It was fire, man. It was the first time I actually had a processor that was high end. Like my first processor was the a GPU that was high end. My first GPU was the it was like a I can't even remember it anymore. But I think it was NVIDIA, but it was like a 7700X or something. I can't remember. I can't even remember. It was, I probably still have it. It's probably my mother's PC. but it's been a while. Alrighty, so this one here is from King Larry. Let's check in on time. So this is from King Larry 4444. King Larry writes, problem with Steam Auto Scale. The issue I'm having is I use 4K monitor and a 1080p monitor when I use stream on the 4K. One, it doesn't full screen correctly. Okay, let me just start over. The issue I'm having is I use a 4K monitor and a 1080p monitor when I use Steam on the 4K one. It doesn't full screen correctly. It also goes half onto the 1080p monitor when I open Steam. So I have to drag the window up and down a few times to fix it. Another problem is the pop-up windows. Friends, property, ECC are way too big and taking up 90% of the screen. I have tried to disable Steam scaling, but it's too small on the 4K monitor. Please help me with this problem. Yeah, I have this problem too. It definitely happens. It happens here and it happens in Adobe. And a lot of this, okay. I have this problem too. The reason is a lot of the time, the higher resolution monitor isn't the primary monitor. So programs typically open to the primary, and if the primary's resolution is different than the other monitor, it can cause scaling issues. So, but that doesn't help him. I've tried to disable Steam scaling, but it's too small on the 4K monitor. When I use Steam on the 4K one, it doesn't full screen correctly. So, well, it doesn't full screen correctly. So, I mean, it also goes half onto the 1080p monitor when I open in Steam. So I have to drag the window up and down a few times to fix it. Okay, so is that an annoyance, or do you want a fix for it? I mean, because, I mean, let me see. Let me think about this. Because if you open it up in Steam, Steam typically opens up in whatever window that it came from, but it can do that. So can try closing out the program. This is getting annoying. Okay. Time out. Okay. This is okay. I'm gonna have to fix my moderator because it's terrible. So you can try closing out the program in the monitor you wish to use and reopen it. You can also try to uninstall, reinstall Steam and see if that helps. Also, you can try to toggle the primary monitor by selecting it in the display, applying it, and then swapping back to see if that helps. That's all I can really give them with this one here. I mean, there's a couple different ways you can play it, and I'm sure there's some kind of setting that you can probably put in command prompt that may fix this, but I never really gave it much thought because it was just so easy. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was doing that, all I had to do was resize or slide it down and just move on with my day. You know what I'm saying? I never spent too much time thinking about it, nor has anybody ever asked me and been like, oh, hey, or call in for support and say something like that. Nobody's ever done that. They just kind of work around it. So I never really looked into a way to fix it because it was so minor. So with this one here, I'm not saying that his issue is minor. What I'm saying is his issue, the solutions, the workarounds to them are probably just as quick as the solution. Does that make sense? So because of that, it's kind of hard to give him an opinion, but I can try and we can go about it that way. You see what I'm saying? Like you never want to really downplay a person's issue. It's just that sometimes you run into problems where the workaround is just as quick as the solution, if not quicker. So some people just deal with the workaround and just call it a day. So I never really actually got into this one, but I'm sure there's probably some type of command you can put in scaling or put in command prompt that can affect the scaling and fix some of that. You know, also, you know, graphics can play a role as well. So, you know, update drivers, stuff like that. So, you know, there's a couple different ways to play it, but that's what I would go with. Okay. And what time is it? 8:37. Okay, it's game time. Let's see what we're gonna do here. I'm starting to get nervous. My chat is tripping. All right, so let's do this here. High on Life was interesting, but it is very offensive. Lost Ark, Overwatch, Genshin, COD. Let's do Kina. Why not? Bridge of Spirits, whatever her name is. And see how that works. Let's do that. So we're taking a break. If you guys have any questions, you can always put it in chat. And if you did try to put it in chat, or if you tried to hop on and I was talking about dumb stuff, then I apologize. This is gonna switch off here in a second, so you're not gonna see all this craziness. Like that. There we go. Yeah, updates. And when I switch back, it should be taken care of. So that I at least checked, but I'm gonna have to make some changes to my thing. It's not very restrictive, or as restrictive as I hoped it would be. But in any event, let's go ahead and get started here. Let's see how this goes. It's not as aggressive as the other game. Pokemon, Bulbasaur, I missed you. Kids I don't know, I missed you too.
Maybe Mr. Russo can help us. His house is up that way.
Okay. Don't tell me what to do, but okay. Mr. Russo. Okay. Can I go up this river? I'm gonna go with no, but man, I have so many Pokemon now. I'm definitely gonna become a Pokemon master. Fruit. Are they just gonna eat it? Yo, I didn't say you could have that. Does it level them up? Okay, it does nothing. Great. What was the point? I'm sure I'm supposed to be doing something. Is there anything down there? It's vibrating. Yo, Pokemon. You know how it is. Let's do this. What? I'm gonna name you Charles. Oh, you look just like everybody else. It's kind of hard to. It'd be like Charles 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't want to get to a level and it'd be like, oh, you need 15 Pokemon and you only have 12 Pokemon. So you need to go back and catch 3 more Pokemon before I can let you in. That's what I worry about. So because of that, I'm like going to everything and trying to do everything, even though I don't know how many Pokemon I need. But I do got to catch them all because Ash told me to. So that's a thing. So let's see here. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Does this heal me? Oh, it heals me. Is that true? Okay. And oh no, you just heal automatically. Okay, cool. All right, well then let's get to it. The music is very pretty, by the way. Am I going the right way? Well, I guess you can only go one way, so that's not really an option. Detour. Yeah, that looks normal. Pokemon, time to eat. Yeah, I need you to level up, yo. I feel like they don't. The same 3 eats that the others don't get a chance to eat, and it makes me nervous. It's like, okay, what if one gets hungry? You know, it's like those birds. Like, there's certain birds that would eat all the food so the others can't get anything. I feel like that's what's happening with my clique. Can't do anything. Why can't I hit that? Okay, we can do this. Nope, no we can't. Okay, whatever. Save. Yay, we can warp. Gorge. Upgrades. I can upgrade something, I think. I can't. Requires level 2. Oh, okay, okay. How do you parry? Press right bumper after parrying to perform a spinning attack. How do you parry? Oh, okay, so you have to hit the shield whenever. Okay, okay. While sprinting, press RB to perform a quick sweep. That's more my style. I'm not much of a parry type because you gotta wait. I'd rather just go. Ooh, that's nice. It's expensive though. I'll just wait. All right, thanks. Alrighty, Pokemon, let's do this. Ooh, that's pretty. Can I swim across? Sweet, you can swim across. Sweet, you can't swim across. See, this is what you get for trying to, or wanting to explore. I think you gotta go around and come down. You can't just... I like how they could swim. They're so cute. Okay, let's just go back. Fine, fine. Hey, the kids. Hey, y'all are just not afraid of anything, huh?
Brewster's house is so far away. You can see his lookout at the top of the cliffs.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I saw it, but then I kind of gave a poke because he's so far away. Now that you said that, now I don't want to go. So, what? Why does it sound like somebody following me? Now let's try this move. Yeah. Oh, and it breaks shields. That's nice. Oh no! Look at you go, girl. Don't look at me. Girl, you know how fast I am. Ugh. Forget blocking. This is way more entertaining. Oh, he can hit the other one. Yeah. Girl, you gotta move out of the way. Yeah. Get destroyed, yo. Let's go, hammer. Get wrecked. Am I supposed to be doing something? I imagine I'm supposed to be doing something. Okay, maybe not. And I'm supposed to just fight him? Okay, whatever. I can still fight. No. Oh, that's why. I knew something was up. I was like, okay, I fought like 8,000 mobs. At some point, something has to happen here. Though I was playing like a Jeep. That was actually pretty good, all things considered. Man, you saw the moves? I was like dodging and weaving. Okay, right. Sure. What? I'm supposed to do something with that? Oh. Okay, cool. Right there. Now, what? Look, Pokemon, okay. You're supposed to pick it up. And then you're supposed to be like, right there. Okay.
Right there.
Use rod. Okay, release.
Yeah.
Can it not? There we go. There we go. Hooray. You got nothing from that but some experience. But it did not level up my Pokemon, so we have problems. I'm trying to evolve my Bulbasaur.
Right there.
Will this evolve my Bulbasaur? Oh no, it gives me another Bulbasaur though. I just want one Charmander to run along with him, and they be all scared and avoiding him, afraid of getting set on fire. I just want that one Charmander. But I'll settle for this. This is pretty sweet. I'm pretty sure this also is the wrong way.
One of Tara's memories. I should see where it leads me.
Probably to his... No, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say corpse, but I don't want to scare the children. Jump. Pokemon. Like, this game is not as good as Pokemon Sword and Shield or whatever, where there's just Pokemon everywhere. I have to find every single Pokemon I'm looking for. They need some variety. I need a Charmander or something. Huh. That's pretty cool. And very pretty. Yo, where you going? Hey. Not even a spirit is gonna tell me what to do. Okay, maybe you are gonna tell me what to do, because that show can't go up there. Okay, it's one of these. What?
Look, a tear of the forest. It's a sign of growth. Death always leads to a new beginning.
Kids, you don't want to know what just happened. Oh, sweet. So these tiers are pretty sweet. They allow you to turn your rod into an evolved Pokemon for like 20 seconds. Bulbasaur, use Body Slam. That was super effective, kinda. Paralyzed. Okay, no, okay. And he's about to die. He's not gonna have enough magic. Okay, let me go back. What I do like is the range they give you, because it's gonna take a while for you to get all the way over to certain places. Interact. Give me all your energy. Yo, I hope she gets a spirit bomb. Let's do this. What else is there? What's up with this flower, yo? I'm sure there's probably a reason for me to use it up here too. I just would rather find out on my own. Oh no, because you can't even go up these slopes. Okay, never mind. I guess you can't. Oh, apparently I'm going the right way because I'm going up. Girl, you better not fall and slide all the way down that cliff, or we're gonna be fighting all the way down that cliff. Fruit. Share. Share. Why do I tell you anything? I swear. I swear. Like, it's like you don't listen. You never listen.
What's wrong with Rusu's house? The trees look funny. Let's keep going.
Y'all can see out that far away? Man, y'all got the vision of a sniper. It's quite dangerous. I like how they can disappear and reappear. That's a pretty interesting power for a child, but whatever. It's not like they have superpowers or anything. That one. Great. What? Yo. What am I supposed to do? This one does not make sense. Don't fall. He's just looking at you like that. Hey, I'm recruiting Pokemon for my team, and I'm pretty sure I need like 20 Pokemon, and I only have like 15. Are you guys willing to help? I mean, because, I mean, you're 5, right? So that would give me 20. No? No? Okay. You know, are you going to think about it? No? Okay. I don't want your help, no way. Okay, so hey, I'm recruiting. No. I think they just want you to fall. I feel like one of them will just like kick your hand. It just be like, no, Lara, fall down. All right, you can do this. She has like no fatigue or anything. I'd be in that river trying to climb. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna go home. You know what? Maybe being a Pokemon master. I mean, it took Ash 23 years, so I don't know if it's cut out for me when you're talking about climbing ledges and stuff. Like, I'm just gonna go home. It's a bit much. I never saw Ash climb no ledge. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. Ash has never climbed a ledge in his life. Okay. Jump. Okay, apparently we're going the right way. Yo, is there a Pokemon down there? Come on, let me drop down and find it. Pokemon? No? Pikachu? Okay. No Pikachus, you guys. I tried, but there was no Pikachus. Though I am curious to see what's over here. Ooh, a cave! There's gotta be a Pikachu in here, right? I just want something different. I should get all up in it. That's not weird at all. Yo, I can't go over there? Bulbasaur, go. No? You just gonna sit on my shoulder? You're not gonna go? Alright, fine. I don't want to fall. I like that there's only 2 options. There's drop or ledge. There's no C option to fall. So, I think you're okay. Oh yeah, you would have saw it through that hole and you would have wondered about it. Okay, that's pretty interesting, I guess. There's just not... It's not a whole lot of... Don't he look like he want to do something? He looks like he want to do... He's just looking at you. He's like, I wish you would. I wish you would. They don't help. They just look at you like you crazy. The inhabitants of this area is just kind of interesting. It's just them. There's nobody, you know, foxes. There's no dolphins. There's nothing. It's just these guys. I guess they must like eat the others. Get that jump, girl. Yeah. All right. Look at me. I'm Lara Croft. All right, let's do this.
There she is.
I mean, it's not like I got teleportation like y'all do.
We're just broken. Maybe the rock can help.
I don't think I have enough for that. I counted. I need at least like 20 for that. But ooh. Oh, I remember this.
Right.
There you go. Enough for everybody. Share. Look at the other three just looking like you ain't got no more. I had a bunch. Okay, let's do this, you guys. 4 enemies, that's it. Ooh. I was trying to go for the rot move, but it did not work. What? What? How could I possibly die? Man, it took me all the way. How did I die? From 2 hits? Okay, we're gonna have to look at the tape on that one because that just does not make sense. Well, it keeps all your updates, but that's just weird. It's like it took my health away. It does. You can't get hit. Defeat all enemies without getting hit. Okay, that makes sense. Probably could have said that. Now you say it. Sitting here trying to use super moves and stuff, trying to look all cool. Ooh, fancy. It better not be a hat. They don't even want to wear the hats. What am I supposed to do with the hat? What am I supposed to do with the hat? Don't nobody want to wear a hat. And there are no Pokemon up here. I am very upset. Jeez. There may be a store up here or something. Watch it be like you don't have enough Pokemon for this arduous task.
All right.
Hurry! I don't think they can hold it for
Can't
long.
be that strong. I'm sorry, I'm not that strong. Let's go, Bulbasaur. Just leave him behind. It'll be fine. You should at his lookout. Okay, that's impossible. So they can teleport? Then why am I doing all this? Why can't you just teleport me to the end of the game?
This pack is tiny. It looks like it could have belonged to one of the children.
And this man's spirit souls or whatever is kind of annoying.
That corruption is powerful. There must be a relic nearby. I need to find another way around.
The forest has become too dangerous, Taro. The village is the safest place for you. If you hurry, you can make it back before sundown. I'll come for you when my work here is done.
Aww. Save. I'm guessing he did not come for him. Oh, we're almost there. What time is it? Well, another time. But at least we saved it, so we'll pick up later. That was fun. Get to revisit my good old friend Bulbasaur. Main, accept. Quick. Alright. That was interesting and different and interesting. And we've had some interesting issues, even though you guys only heard half. Alright. Let's bring it home strong, you guys. Alright. Oh, this is a good one. We already talked about auto scale. All right, setting up a laptop for a senior citizen. I am so down. I have a laptop that's going to a senior family member, and I'm trying to configure it for easy remote access so I can help them with any problems they encounter. I'm already planning to put TeamViewer on the machine. That's exactly what I would have done and set it up, but I'm wondering if there's any command line administrative tools I should give myself access to so I can remote into the laptop occasionally and perform maintenance. The biggest issue to mitigate would be this relative tendency to download viruses and other malware on the machine and slow it down over time. So I'm thinking of checking in every month or so and cleaning it out, so to speak. Beyond setting up SSH access for my IP, though I'm not sure what specific admin tools will be helpful there. Any suggestions? No, I wouldn't do that. Okay, so you got to understand what he's saying. He wants to SSH into that computer. Think about it. So he's trying to basically come from his public IP and then create a tunnel that allows him to SSH into his senior citizen, his relatives' IP address. In order to do that, you would have to let that through on their firewall, which I don't recommend, because if that's the case, then everybody can get in through port 22. That's the whole reason why it's blocked on the outside anyway. And I don't know, I'm going really in depth on that one, but use TeamViewer. So instead of just using regular TeamViewer on this particular situation, what you actually want is a subscription. You want to actually buy TeamViewer. So in this instance, what you want is to actually buy TeamViewer. You may be able to get away with the free version, but essentially, once you create an account and add that PC, you can log into it at any time, provided the PC has network connectivity. Which in all likelihood it does. It's very rare that a malware or something like that will try to take you off the network, because it wants to go back to the network to reply to whomever the viruses or antivirus or malware is from. So provided the PC has network connectivity. So that would be my recommendation. The tunnel is a secure tunnel through TeamViewer, so that's the reason why it does it. It's an application tunnel. So that's kind of like the best way to go about it, because it's creating a tunnel from public IP to public IP. So on this one here, that's pretty much what I would go with. You know, there's other programs, but that's probably one of the best. So I'll just go with that. You're going to use Team, yeah. You literally have access to do whatever you want and accomplish what you're trying to make it more difficult. Yeah, I would agree with everybody else. TeamViewer is great. And this is, you want to actually buy TeamViewer. You may be able to get away with the free version, but essentially once you create an account and add the PC, I just think that this person here has never used TeamViewer before, but TeamViewer is great. TeamViewer, you can have, yeah, especially for residential, because the way TeamViewer works is that TeamViewer detects whether or not your network is a home network or a work network. If it is a work network, then it will kick you off after 5 minutes. But if it is a home network and your PC is just like your name, then it knows that it's just a regular personal PC, so it shouldn't kick you out. So the free version should be okay. And it should be okay. Now, he doesn't mention whether or not the computer he's coming from is a work PC, but that shouldn't matter in this particular situation unless he's trying to TeamViewer back to his laptop to get something. So you have to be very careful. Hence why I told him to buy TeamViewer, because I'm worried that, you know, something may happen and maybe his computer's off, and then he may go there and realize maybe he's missing some type of application like antivirus or Malwarebytes or something like that, and he wants to get it, but he doesn't. Or he wants to get like whatever programs or something, and he tries to TeamViewer back, and his computer is a work computer, and it may kick him off being free. So, you know, you got to be careful of those little things there. But overall, just use TeamViewer. And that's what everybody else says. So I think we're all on the same page here. So Des Manser, go ahead and use TeamViewer. TeamViewer is great for this situation. This is what I do. I use it on my mom's. I use it on my sisters, my cousins. It's easier. Or I'll just do a free version because I don't feel like doing the update. Because remember, both devices, theirs and yours, have to be up to date. So, you know, they do have some leeway there, but 9 times out of 10, they both have to be pretty up to date. So I just have them download the most recent version of TeamViewer, and then I log into it. But trying to troubleshoot that over the phone with a relative who doesn't know how to download programs is very, very difficult. It is very, very time consuming. So, you know, I would say if you're going to be logging in every month to check, go ahead and perform updates as well. In other words, update TeamViewer to whatever the most up-to-date version is. That way you don't run into a situation where your TeamViewer is out of date and you updated yours and his is on an older version and you can't log in to his because his is an older version. He has to update his TeamViewer to be able to log in. So you don't want to run into those situations. So that's why I would say, you know, if you are going to log in monthly, to go ahead and update his TeamViewer while you're at it. I am very, very familiar with that subject. Okay. This is from Objective Stranger 95. Objective Stranger writes, in need of some help with RAM speeds. Okay, cool. Let me get a drink and then I can help you. Some drink. It's just water. It's nothing special. I don't want to give somebody the wrong idea that I'm actually doing technical support drunk or something. I don't drink. So, all right. So this is something with the RAM I'm having. I just got my new Oloy DDR4 RAM at 3600 megahertz, 32 gigabytes, and I have a B550 Pro P using the latest BIOS 15D motherboard with a Ryzen 5 5600G. Oh man, and an RX 6600. Congratulations, that's a Pro PC. When I installed my RAM, I started up and thought the XMP file would automatically work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Thought that, well, most of the time it does. Thought that was not the case as it was running 2066 speeds. I restarted, still the same. I went into BIOS, turned the XMP file off, booted normally, and went back into BIOS and turned the XMP file on and nothing. Can anyone help? Yeah, I can help by blocking that user. And then, oh, I'm sorry. Let me switch to that. Yeah. Why do I keep doing that? That's so bad. This is messing me up. The I gotta change my moderator filters. So I've learned a few things today. One, I need to check and make sure that my camera's on and my mic is set before I start, which is obvious, but you know, I move it in different places. And two, I need to change my chat because this stuff right here is getting really annoying because I'm going over here and it's making me forget what I'm doing and I forget. It's changing my flow and I don't like that. So I'm gonna have to fix that. That's really annoying. I'm so sorry. So yeah, okay, and it resets it. Cool. So it needs some help with RAM speeds. I restarted, still the same thing. I went into BIOS, turned the XMP file off, booted normally, then went back into BIOS and turned the XMP file on and nothing. Can anyone help? So this person here is having problems with their XMP profile for their RAM. It's supposed to be 3600 megahertz, but it's set to 2666. Typically, XMP profiles work automatically. But if his is not working, what I would do personally, which is something I almost never do, is I would go on the motherboard's website and see what RAM is compatible. Now, that's a very, 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 very company answer, but that's what I would be curious about, because finding out if they don't support that particular RAM means that it would make sense why the BIOS doesn't actually work with it. But I've never, over the years, I've never run into a situation where I've had BIOS that doesn't support RAM. In other words, like a motherboard that doesn't support that particular RAM if it's the same slot, right? It would maybe nerf it, but this one here, for it to go 2666 and oh, okay, it could be that situation. Let me look at this motherboard before I say that. There was this thing where, depending on the motherboard, like this particular motherboard, I think it was like an ITX motherboard, but what it would do is that it could not go to 3666 or 3200 megahertz overclock, so it would nerf you down to whatever it was comfortable with, which was like 2666. And it would not allow you to go further, but the fact that it shows you the XMP profile makes me think otherwise. Pro P supported memory. Let's do it that way. But these guys should be able to support 3200 and 3666, no problem. Memory. How do you not have a single thing pointing to the memory? Specs. Memory. 32 gigs. Yeah, I most definitely can. Dual channel memory. ECC You know, it does do ECC, but that's neither here nor there. It doesn't have anything to do with his issue. You know, I just got my new Oloy. I've never heard of that manufacturer. Who is Oloy? What I was looking for to see if it was ECC RAM, it's not. It's just regular RAM. Now, it could be that the RAM speeds are maybe uncompatible or something along those lines, but it doesn't look like these speeds are anything crazy. It just looks like regular old RAM. I've never heard of the manufacturer, but other 6,618 people have. So it appears to be working just fine. So yeah, I don't really see a reason why this wouldn't work, and actually give you the right speeds. You know, unless there was just a problem with the motherboard itself. You know, I would say. Now, it's interesting. He said that it was using the latest BIOS. I just got my new OLED RAM. Well, using the latest BIOS motherboard with Ryzen 5 5600. When I install my RAM, I start it up and XMP profile will load automatically. So it has the most up-to-date BIOS. I'd hate to tell him to downgrade his BIOS. He just got the RAM, so it's much easier to tell him to just try a different RAM than it is to tell him to change his BIOS, because changing the BIOS can be dangerous, especially when we're telling him to downgrade his BIOS. I don't even know if you could. I've never tried to downgrade BIOS. I've never been into a situation where I needed to downgrade BIOS. Like that's a strong thing, man. If we tell him, well, I mean, he just got it. So with the RAM there, I would check the website. Well, why would I tell him to do something when I can do it for him? B5660 supported memory. CPU support. I wonder. Downloads driver OS audio BIOS. Let's see. He said he was on 15D. Frick. He is on the most up-to-date BIOS. He ain't lying. Well, he is on the most up-to-date BIOS, and yet he still has this problem. I just swap out the RAM, personally. So with the RAM there, I can see that this is, in fact, the most up-to-date BIOS on the motherboard. Personally, I would just swap out the RAM. With another pair. It should support this. But if the XMP profile isn't loading, then it may be having issues with the RAM. You can try to tweak the RAM manually, but this may not be advisable. Try to tweak the RAM manually, but it may not be worth it if swapping it out with another pair is easy to do. Most RAM is in the price point of the RAM you just purchased. So this route would seem easiest. Hope that helps. That helps. You know, it's never a bad idea to bow out, to like back out. You know, a lot of times you know, you run into these technical issues and you think that you're just, you know, hot stuff when it comes to technical support or just computer support or networking support or whatever genre you fall into. But there's never, you always want to think about the person, okay? Don't think about how good you are at a particular field. And granted, I'm good, but at the same time, you want to think about people and what's easiest for them, because you sitting here trying to teach them how to do manual memory clocking and changing their memory may not be what's good for them. What may be good for them is just taking it back to the store. If they live like 10 minutes away, they can just replace it with something else. I mean, the price point of that RAM is the price point for most RAMs. So it's a smarter situation to tell them, oh man, just try a different pair of RAM, you know, just go, you know, return it and then get another pair of RAM and see if that works. That's a better solution for him than you trying to teach this man how to go into his settings and try to change his memory settings, his memory clocks. So I would rather him do that. And you have to always think about that person in mind. Now, if that person is super technical savvy, you can be like, oh yeah, man, why don't you just do it manually? It shouldn't be all that big a deal. Then yeah, you could and try to tweak the memory and all that kind of stuff. But in this particular situation, you always want to think about the customer. So it's okay to bow out of this particular question and tell them, hey, just go ahead and replace it and see what happens. Because you don't want to be like, oh yeah, you probably just have an issue with your motherboard or that particular BIOS. So you may want to try a different one. Now you're telling him to either A, downgrade the BIOS, or B, to go in and manually change the memory settings on his motherboard in the BIOS. I don't think he wants to do either one because he's talking about XMP profiles. So obviously he doesn't want to go in there and mess with memory or anything. So on this particular situation here, the best way to go about it is to give him an option to exit, to back out, to just, you know, be like, hey, you know, let's just go with the more reasonable option. And never be afraid to say that, because you always want to put the other person in the utmost category. It's all about them. It isn't about your skill set. Now, you can think about this. What I used to do real bad is I would always think about the customer, but when I got home, I'd think about the issue and what I could have done to fix it, or if I could fix it faster, or try to be as efficient as humanly possible, because my thing was always efficiency. I always wanted to be efficient, so it'll drive me crazy. Like I would stay up at night thinking about a particular issue and what I could have done to solve it. And I don't want that from most people. I want them to be able to just be able to troubleshoot issues, and if I feel like the issue is not helping the customer, or they feel like what they're doing isn't helping the person, then back off. I would rather that happen and them just letting go than to lose sleep on it and do what I did when I was a kid and I was younger and I used to let that stuff get to me. I don't want that to happen to people. So with this one here, just bow out. Okay, that was a good talk. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. All right, dual storage. Okay, cool. I haven't had a storage question in months. I don't remember even having a storage question. I think there was one where it could have been a storage issue, but it's very rare that I get storage questions. Not like I'm bad with it. It just doesn't happen often. I'm not saying that. This person's username, we'll call them Greed, okay? We'll call them Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because that's the better one. Greed, okay? Dual storage dock station or a network attached storage. I still consider myself a novice / noob in this category. However, I am attempting to deck and create a solid workstation. I'm still in still in my cohort, but soon I'll be a professional in the industry. Congratulations. I also use my workstation as my gaming area where I compete in esports on my spare time. Is it possible that the NAS make the solid storage dock station obsolete as far as efficiency goes? Also, I could just be wrong entirely, and these are two opposite tools. I would appreciate opinions and solutions. Thank you and happy holidays. Does it make sense to purchase a dual stock storage docking station or a NAS? Also, which would be best for future proofing my system? Well, dual stock docking station. Docking station? What kind of computer do you have? I thought you said you had a desktop. Maybe he has a laptop. Let's look this up real quick, just to make sure there's nothing lost in translation. I have that, by the way. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, he's thinking about what I'm thinking about. He's just thinking about a dual stocking door. Okay, this person must have a laptop. So let's go with the idea that this person has a laptop. Okay, if they have a laptop, a dual bay docking station versus a NAS. Well, network attached storage is also, it's really good. And so is dual storage docking bay. And plus, you know, the dual storage docking bay is usually portable. The NAS is too, technically, if you can get towards a network connection. But in this particular instance, I would say for you, because it appears that you have a laptop and you're a professional and you do some gaming, the dual storage docking bay may actually be better. But here's the thing. Dual storage, you only have, your options are RAID 0, 1, and 10. Well, I'm sorry, not 10. I'm sorry. Y'all didn't hear that. 0 or 1. So you don't really have an option to do anything. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, usually when people are talking about dual storage, they're talking about hard drives. And I really just don't want that from you, especially for a professional. Now, of course, hard drives or SSDs or NVMe doesn't really matter when it comes to games, because once it loads to memory, it's pretty much not using a hard drive at that point. But what you will be doing in the future, I don't really want hard drives for that. You see what I'm saying? I don't really want hard drives in your future. Now, of course, you can use SSDs. So really you're talking about dual storage docking station versus NAS, but really the question should be hard drives versus SSDs. That's far more important and a more important question to ask yourself. Also, if you want some type of a RAID. Dual storage will not give you that. A NAS will, but if you're talking about a dual bay NAS, then it won't. So really, if you're looking for reliability, then you want something like a RAID 5 or a 6. And I have people cussing me out talking about RAID 5. You only have one parity. One parity isn't enough. What happens if that one drive goes down? You're going to be in trouble. And if the other one goes down right after while you're fixing the one, then so on and so forth. And then so on. And you see what I'm saying? So I don't really want to, me personally, I don't go higher than a RAID 5. Okay, because I don't want to get rid of all of that parity. Think about it. You buy like a 4 terabyte NVMe SSD, right? That's like $500, right? So you buy 3, that's $1,500, and you lose 1. So that's only 8 terabytes, and you just paid $1,500 for that, but you have a RAID 5. Now, that's software RAID and not hardware RAID, but at the same time, you still get that one parity, but that one parity is 4 terabytes. And then it's okay, well, if you don't want to do that, and you darn sure don't want to do RAID 6, which is double parity, so that's 2 drives you lose. Then it's okay, well, if that's the case, what about RAID 10? Okay, well, RAID 10 is cool, but RAID 10, you don't really get the entirety of the drive anyway, because it's 1 and plus 0, right? So it's a clone and then over, so it's still half you losing. So it's like, okay, well, which way do you want to go about it? Well, you're going to have to lose some parity. So none of these dual bays is going to work for your situation. And if you want to just do dual bays in order to copy, it's going to be too slow for you to care. So I don't. You're trying to be a professional in the industry, and professionals don't use hard drives anymore. So I would say in your particular situation, you would do better with just an SSD. I think we're asking the wrong question. So I'll put it this way. Okay. So yeah, okay, I gotta put my elbow down. I'm shaking the camera and everything. So for this, I believe we may be asking the wrong question. It's not so much dual docking station versus NAS as it is hard drive versus SSD versus NVMe. Typically, if we are talking about what's it called? I want to say resilience, but it's not resilience. It's if we want to talk about resilience, if we want to talk about reliability, that's the word I was looking for. Reliability, then really you want a 3-bay docking station for portability. Or if you don't want it on your desk, then a 3-bay NAS, right? Which will give you RAID 5. But with 2 bays, you you're only looking at RAID 1 or 0, both of which are relatively slow. Are both, well, now I'm gonna say both of which. Either speed with no reliability or reliability with no speed. Hope that helps. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's just not a good question, right? That's like you know, if you're talking about an apple versus a pear, right? It's like, okay, well, they both come from a tree, they both have seeds and stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, well, what are you making? Are you making an apple pie? Because if you're making an apple pie, then the apple will be better. You know, it's like one of those kind of situations. And I know that's a horrible analogy, but here, you know, you can't really, okay, a dual bay docking station, like what's the point? Like, I get that you want to do that in order to store stuff, but it's going to be so slow, he may not even like it. Most people don't use that, you know, like, you know, I run into some people that actually do use those dual storage docking bays, and they have like hard drives set up that are like 8 terabytes. And that's if they're doing a ton of data transfers. But I know doctors that wouldn't even touch it simply because it's just too slow. So you know, like if we look at, let's look at the radiology department, because that's what I'm comfortable with. So let's say radiology or whatever. They have what's called a PAC system, which is a picture archival system. That guy is a gigantic server with RAID arrays of hard drives, okay? So it's very rare that it's going to be on like a RAID 5. It's going to be on something like RAID 10 or something like that, something that is faster. And then you have to transfer it with enough quickness that they can pull it up, because typically radiologists are time-based. They have to do so many cases in a certain amount of time. So you don't want anything that will slow them down. A lot of times they've even swapped them out from hard drives to SSDs just to speed up the radiology department. Because remember, the radiology department actually pays for all that stuff. So you know, when you're thinking about that kind of stuff, I don't know what his field of study is going to be and what he's actually trying to do in the future. But even if we look at let's say, you know, accounting or a banker or something like that, he's not going to want a hard drive. If we look at the medical field, he's not going to want a hard drive. If we look at the technical field, he's not going to want a hard drive. So it's like, okay, you know, the only time that you really want a hard drive is if you're trying to store a ton of data. You know, maybe as a YouTuber, but even then, you value speed more than you do value speed and reliability, because if he loses all that information, then it's gone, you know? So I think he's just asking the wrong question here, because I don't know too many situations where you don't want some type of reliability, you know, as opposed to just letting it go. Because we look at the doctor situation, well, they can't let that go. It has to be reliable. So I can talk about hard drives and storage for a really long time. I'm so sorry. but agreed, I would say that's what you would go with, man. I think you're just asking the wrong question here. I think really what you want to know is, it really kind of depends on what your situation is. And it may just be better to just go for whatever gives you a RAID 5 SSDs and call it a day, or RAID 5 NAS and call it a day. That was a good question. And that's 9:31. So we're so far behind. Okay, we'll just finish it out here and go for a few more. Let me check, make sure nobody has asked a question. No, I think we're okay. All right. Okay, just making sure that chat didn't mess me up. Alrighty, we'll just finish out because I was behind anyway because I didn't get anything from those other ones. So you're trying to test my vocabulary. Enigmaticus. It's enigmatic, but I don't know the rest. Enigmaticus says PC won't work after CPU upgrade. Okay, cool. We'll just continue on. Specs: B550 Tomahawk, and then it's 3600 older, 3600X new. Okay, so his old CPU was a 3600, and he swapped it out with a 3600X, RAM is Corsair Vengeance 32 gigs, 3600 megahertz, and then GPU is an MSI 1270. His disk, he has 2 HDDs. He has one external SSD and one Samsung SSD. The ones attached to the motherboards, forgot what they're called, internal SSDs. He has a PSU, a 750 watt Gold, nice PSU. Corsair RGBs, 24-inch, Full HD, 1080p monitor, gaming monitor, so probably 120 hertz or better. Problem. So recently I have upgraded my CPU from a 3600 to a 3700X. Made sure that the 3700X has no bent pins, no blackened pins, none. Was only used for a year or two with my mate and worked perfectly for him. And my PC turns on perfectly fine, but nothing appears on the monitor. The thing is, this has happened previously when I got the 3700X the first time, and then my motherboard CPU light kept lighting up and after installing the 3700X. And even when I put the 3600 back in, it would have the same problem. The way I solved this was I booted it with no disk connected and my 3600 in. But now that my 3700X is in, it no longer works. The CPU motherboard light this time turns on for 5-ish seconds then turns off, and only half my peripherals turn on, namely my HOTAS and IR, while my keyboard and mouse show no signs of turning on. I have tried switching USB, no luck. Have tried every solution under the sun, such as my previous solution, resetting the BIOS, changing back to 3600, resetting the BIOS, changing back to 30. I've tried every solution under the sun, resetting. Oh, he reset his BIOS. Changing back to 3600, it did not work like last time. Making sure everything is plugged in properly, etc. Anyone have any idea on anything I can try now? I set the motherboard about 2 weeks ago back to the seller and they said everything was fine, so I'm stumped. Next and last thing I can think of doing is completely disassembling PC and rebuilding it. Maybe any help is appreciated. Yeah, I can give you some options. So the first one I would say would be to remove all unnecessary USB peripherals and just leave mouse and keyboard. He's already tried to reset his BIOS back to default. He really needs a BIOS upgrade, but he has to get into it to find it. He has a 3700X, which does not have integrated graphics. Anyone have any idea? Yeah, his motherboard doesn't boot, so he can't get into BIOS to update it. I would recommend a BIOS update for this, but you can't really get into it. However, you could ask the person you had look at the motherboard to update the BIOS. Now, let me think about that, if that's smart. Because I don't know where BIOS is stored. I never thought about it. Where is the BIOS stored? Is it stored on? It's not stored on a hard drive, right? Because it was stored on a hard drive. When you replace the hard drives, it will crash, or when you wipe the windows and stuff like that, it will go down. So it's stored on the motherboard. So there's some place where you can update the BIOS, and it saves itself to the motherboard. So in this particular situation, you can ask the person you had to look into the motherboard to update the BIOS. You had look at the motherboard to update the BIOS and send it back. The first one I would say would be to remove unnecessary USB peripherals. Recommended BIOS update for this, but you can't really get into it. However, you could ask the person you had look at the motherboard to update the BIOS and send it back. It seems he was able to get it working, so have him update the BIOS. BIOS saves you money, but it costs you some time. Otherwise, you may need a new processor back. You can return to update the BIOS to see if that resolves the issue. Hope that helps. Yeah, that's what I would go with. You know, you can either send it back to them and let them do it, but I can't think for the life of me of where BIOS actually installs. But at the same time, wiping drives doesn't actually affect the BIOS at all. So I'm thinking that there's some type of flash that's on the motherboard that it stores that information on. That usually works like with firewalls and stuff like that. There is an internal SD card, like literally on the motherboard, and it would actually store the software of the actual firewall. So that way, whenever you wipe SSDs or you reinstall something, it doesn't actually affect the actual overall operating system itself. Think of it like Windows versus Word. If you uninstall Word, you don't lose Windows. It's the exact same thing. So in this particular concept here, there has to be some type of flash that's on that motherboard where it is actually storing the actual BIOS update. So I would have them update the BIOS, you know, if that's his easiest option. If not, he may be better off just going and buying a new CPU and then testing the new CPU and then returning the new CPU when he gets done. Unfortunately, you know, that gives a little bit extra work, but some people charge restocking fees like Newegg. So, you know, if he feels guilty about it, just buy it off of Newegg and let them charge him the restocking fee. So that's what I would go for on this one here. That's a good question. That's a good question. I hope that helps. That's interesting. All right. So this one, I've been changing up. I've been trying to go to a lot of different ones. So this one is an NVIDIA issue, and it's from Night King 48. And Night King 48 writes, Shadowplay recording stutters and low FPS. I believe this problem is due to me using G-Sync, but I am not sure how to resolve it. These recordings used to work fine, but I started using G-Sync. Does anyone have solutions to this? Thanks. Shadowplay recording stutters and low FPS. Well, recording stutters, what kind of GPU is it? Are you on the most up-to-date version? What are your game? What are your recording settings? Typically, stuttering in Shadowplay is caused by a GPU that is being hammered, a GPU that is being oversubscribed. But I would need more information to verify. But you can start by setting all of the game you are playing's settings to the lowest possible and see if your stuttering goes away. Hope that helps. Yeah, see, that's the best way you can play that one. Just change it to the lowest settings humanly possible for the game and see if the stuttering goes away. If the stuttering goes away, then you just have your GPU is just oversubscribed. It's basically trying to run this game and trying to record, and it maybe can't handle it because your settings are too high. Maybe you can probably get to something that is agreeable for both recording and playing the game. So like medium settings or something along those lines. I'm guessing he has like a 1060, 2060, 3060, something like that. So I would say maybe his settings he may need to take a look at, but there's not enough information for me to fully diagnose. Sorry, my lip. Ooh, lordy. Is this has 0? This also has 0. I think I only picked the ones that have 0. Okay, cool. Because all the ones that have like 50 people are probably easy. That's why so many people answered it. And I'm not really gonna learn anything from it. Ooh, Lord. I'll do it because it has Photoshop in it. So this is from Malav Drak. Ooh, boy, you saw that. You saw a little rolling. Malav Drak. Malav Drak writes, Strange checkerboard flashing when I watch YouTube and type in any other window. Or strange checkerboard flashing when I watch YouTube and type in another window. I have 3 displays, an Acer XV270V, an HP 27F, and a Huion drawing tablet far left. Recently, when I play YouTube on my main screen and type in Discord on the second screen, a flashing checkerboard pattern pops up in parts of the main screen for a fraction of a second. It's distracting and annoying, and I want to know if it's indicative of a more serious problem and or if I can fix it. I built my own computer, but I know shamefully little about this kind of things. Please help. Well, I mean, just from that alone, drop down to one monitor. If the main monitor is the one that's having the problem, then leave the main monitor and unhook the other 2 and see if that resolves your issue. I typically keep Chrome windows open and the main window with currently 11 tabs on it, some permanent, some for a project, and my secondary window with 9 tabs that I use less frequently. The main window, of course, stays on the main screen, and the secondary window stays on the secondary screen right next to Discord, which I am often using. My tablet stays on most of the time, holding nothing, but sometimes idling with Photoshop. Yesterday, I discovered while watching a metal version of Angels We Have Heard on High that my main screen flickers checkboard in certain spots when I type on my secondary screen. I have tested it with Discord and Chrome and it does the same. It will only flicker if YouTube is playing on the screen and it won't flicker if YouTube is paused. Or if I'm watching, say, Disney Plus while I type. And if I stop typing to watch YouTube, the YouTube video, it will flicker checkers for a second before settling out and not flickering again. I have tested this on another account on this computer and it is only on my computer. I have tried unplugging the monitor and blowing dust on the PC with canned air. The flickering continues. And of course, turning everyone off and back on again. This is my last hope as Google has been unhelpful. What do you think it is? And if this sub isn't suitable to ask, which one is? Also, I'm not sure which flare to attach to this. I'm not sure what the problem is, but my OS is Windows 10. Okay. Oh, well. Okay, let me think about this. So with this, what did I say at the beginning? So with this, I would say to drop down to one monitor to verify, I want to say that it does not happen. Watch a YouTube vid or whatever and type on the same screen, side by side. If the checker does not appear and everything is good for a few hours, then up it to 2 monitors and recreate the issue. Do you have problems with only 2 monitors and not the tablet? Or is the tablet good? It's just the second monitor. This is where you identify your problem. If both options are okay, then your issue is the graphics limitation at 3 monitors. So you would look at cables or the GPU. If both options are okay, then your issue is the graphics limitation at 3 monitors, so you would look at cables or the GPU. That should that's it. Hope that helps. Yeah, you know, just break it down to its base form. Like Frieza. So on this here, you know, so what they're saying is they have 3 monitors, and then they have an issue that occurs when they have 3 monitors where the middle monitor is showing a scattered checkboard. Okay, cool. Well, if that's the case, and she knows how to create it, and she says every time that I type in one screen while watching a YouTube video, I see it. It's like, okay, but when I pause the screen, I don't see it. Okay, cool. Got you. Well, if you go down to one monitor and you go side by side with a screen where you can type plus YouTube and you hit play, do you have this problem? Okay. If you do, then that lets you know that it's the one monitor, you know, and now you can look at it and be like, okay, cool. I have this problem with this one monitor. So now you can look at the monitor, cable, GPU. But if you don't have that problem and then you try with 2 monitors, it's like, okay, cool. What about when I use monitor 1 and monitor 2? Well, I don't have the problem, but I have the problem with monitor 3. Okay, you have a problem with your tablet. Or it's like, okay, well, I try monitor 1 and monitor 3 and it works. And then, you know, when I try the other way, it doesn't, then you have a problem with monitor 2. Or if everything is working fine, then you go to monitor 3 and you say, okay, well, when I have all 3 monitors, I now have a problem. So it's GPU, cable, or GPU and cable. It really is all it is at that point. Or it could be just the input on the monitor, but it's highly unlikely. Well, it's less unlikely than the other 2. So yeah, that's how you would troubleshoot this issue. You know, fun issue though. Fun issue. That's an interesting one. But yeah, just break it down to its base components. Don't be afraid to do that. Like when you got 3 monitors, man, just swap down to 1. And it's like, okay, cool. I know if I type while pressing your YouTube video and the YouTube is on play and then I start typing, something happens. Okay, cool. Does something happen when you only have 1 monitor? And then just take it from there. You know, I think it's all of this is extra. That's not necessary. She really pretty much told you right here. And that's all you really needed to answer this question. It's like, okay, cool. Well, if you know that, well, then just drop it down to your main screen and see what happens. So I hope that helps, Mala Drake. That's a really good issue. I'm hoping that that this fixes it. That should be pretty straightforward on that one. I'm Badius writes, my monitors are not turning on. I'm not really sure what happened, but I moved my setup around at home and now all my computers are getting no signal. I have swapped monitor cables and just about everything that I can think of for nothing to work. My 2080 is still just chugging away alive and well, but not putting out any source for monitors to pick up. How the F is this possible and how do I fix it? Well, it sounds like your monitors, your graphics card is going out, but there's a few things that you can do. 1, things you can do. 1, update GPU drivers. 2, blow out your GPU. 3, try a different input. A different input on the GPU to see if that works. Any source from my monitor to pick up how. It's not okay. Unless the inputs are just dead, it may not be so much as it's not showing a signal as it is the signal's resolution is not supported by the monitor, i.e. is displaying 480p due to issues in Device Manager. But typically, this also means the card is dying. Hope that helps. That's the best way I say on that one, you know. blowing out the GPU, you know, making sure that you try different inputs, stuff like that, to see if you can actually get it to show something. But if you try all the different inputs and you still have nothing and it still shows nothing, then it could be that what it's trying to show is such a low resolution that none of your monitors can see it. If all of your monitors are 4K, you can try a 1080p monitor to see if that has a chance. But most people who have that many 4K monitors do not have 1080p anymore. So there's just, you know, you're just kind of limited on what you can do with this particular situation, which is why, you know, you can try to update the drivers or blow out the GPU, but it's really hard to update the drivers when you can't see anything. But blow out your GPU, try different input on the GPU to see if it works. Update the drivers. That's stupid. That's so stupid. Let me see if I can edit that. Update GPU drivers, provided you can log into PC through TeamViewer. I always think with a text head and be like, okay, why don't you update the drivers? Well, how the hell am I update the drivers with none of the monitors? I can't see the screen. It's like, okay, my bad. I was thinking that, you know, whenever you came up, you were going to log into the PC because that's what you do on your daily basis in order to get into those computers. So that's just neither here nor there. It's just, you know, you run into those kind of situations because you overthink things. But check your power strip. Power strip? Possibly, but I wouldn't go power strip on it, mostly because, you know, most people can see if their monitors are on. And he said plural, like he has more than one, you know, and you know, most monitors give you some type of a light. So, you know, I mean, it's a good option though. But yeah, it is what it is. All right, we'll do one more and we'll call it. I'm getting a little tired anyway. We've been at this for a minute. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll do one more. I'll do it because it says Insignia TV, and I haven't done a TV troubleshooting in a long time. It's been like 10 years since I've done TV support. Maybe 10 years? Yeah, about 10 years. But it's not like I don't have knowledge over it, but whatever. For the overlords, okay, for the overlords' rights, so we'll call them FTO. FTO rights messed up Insignia TV. I've had several Insignia TVs over the years. Insignia TV model, okay. Hi, wondering if this TV is just a complete loss. And the TV has 2 instances in the past 3 months where the image of the TV becomes slow. Well, it's a slow processor. For example, because I connected it to my PC, alt tabbing would leave the previous tab still on the screen while the TV slowly fades into the new image. All the times the TV became messed up, it seemingly occurred out of nowhere. The first 2 times it wasn't much of an issue because the screen still roughly worked and the problem also fixed itself out. This 3rd time, however, seems much more dire and less likely that it will fix itself. To start off, the TV flashed into blue horizontal lines and faded away. This prompted me to leave the TV unplugged for various amounts of time connected to different outlets, and also leaving the TV on to see if the problem would go away. After leaving the TV unplugged, I turned it back on, but was prompted with nothing. The TV had a glow, but no picture. This prompted a Google search, and the best answer was to bake the motherboard. Bake it? Obviously not going to try that unless this TV is for sure toast. So I left it unplugged again and came back to it later, but the TV was making weird sounds. I messed with the buttons on the side to see if the black glow would change anything, but it didn't. And after I unplugged it, I held the power down because Google Answer said that that'll fix weird sounds. I came back to it again after leaving it unplugged and weird sounds are gone, and fiddle with the buttons again and TV changes to what is seen in the image or post, but the colors also change and move around the screen. Not sure what to do. I left it unplugged again and tried looking up answers but came up with nothing. I turned back on the TV and along with the weird lines, the weird noises came back and here I am. So any tech tips, advice please, or is it a new TV time? I was waiting because I was like, okay, click on the image, click on the image, click on the image. Okay, I'll click on the image. It's over, man. I'm not going to say Insignia TV is dog water. I'm not going to say that. Over, bro. Sorry. I can answer this, though. it seems the motherboard was stressing. Typically, older Insignias had weaker motherboards that really wasn't meant to output content at 1080p. I'll tell you why I know this. 1080p, but just 720. So 720p. More than likely, the motherboard could not take it, and you have the results you see in front of you. Yeah. So, all right. So Insignia, when it first came out, right? Insignia was always kind of like, and he's right, you know, saying that it's poo-poo water. When it first came out, it was very low end, and on top of that, the motherboards that they were using were like these older motherboards, and they were kind of like bend down motherboards that they were using, and it wasn't really meant to be used as computer monitors. But I've had times in my life where I have used Insignia monitors as TV monitors, but they're not meant for that because their refresh rate is super slow. And on top of that, their processors are super slow. On top of that, most monitors and computers typically run back then at 1080p, but TV and television was still analog towards digital, right? So if you have, even if you had a cable box, it was still 720p. Nobody was looking at 1080p for film and on television. So these monitors were meant for 720p and to drive 720p, but they came out as 1080p monitors. But nobody was supposed to use them that way until kids like myself started figuring out that you can use them as a monitor, and it was cheaper than buying an actual monitor, and they were good for that. But they would only last for so long because they would overheat themselves because they'd be running at 1080p 60 frames per second when they're meant to run at 720p at 30 frames per second. You see what I'm saying? So, maybe even 60 with video, with sports and stuff, but that's what they were meant to do. So you can't really just say, okay, well, they're crap products. You're not using it the way it was meant to be used. You're taking it and turning it into a computer monitor when it was meant to be a television. That's where you have that disconnect. That's where you have people that are like, oh yeah, this monitor is trash. It's why am I using it? It wasn't meant to do that. Sony and Panasonic, when it came out, those kind of monitors were ones that were spec'd for 1080. So it was like, oh, you can use anything and stuff like that. But these weren't really meant to do that. They were truly 720p monitors with motherboards that supported 720p, but they were being used as if they were 1080p 60 frames per second. And that's just where it went wrong. So it's just that it wasn't able to handle that, and the monitors themselves and the boards and the TVs themselves overheated. So you got a lot of returns on those guys. So yeah, it's just one of those things that happened throughout the test of time. Because if you pay, back in the day, you could pay like $90 for that monitor, for that TV, and you can get it on like a Black Friday special, and you can get it for super cheap. Back then, monitors were like $200-300. You can get this guy for like $90 and use it as your regular television, and turn around and use it as your computer monitor too, and just hook a coaxial cable into it, and you had cable. So it was great that it can do all those things, but at the same time, going from 720 to 1080 and then back to 720 and then 1080 burned out the monitor. So, it's just one of those situations that's happened over the test of time. And I really wouldn't say that it's a bad product. I think it was a good product for the masses, for what it was capable of doing. And the reason why it was at that price point is because it was cheaper. But for you to be like, oh yeah, it's crap, it's doo-doo water. Well, some people couldn't afford Sony monitors. So that's the reason why they went to these Insignia monitors. So you can't really fault them for it. You know what I'm saying? There was a reason why people went to these monitors. So that's it, overlords. That's what I would say to this. I hope that helps. And that is the end of our show. That was a good one. That was a good way to end up. So let me put it right. Okay. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of things I need to address. One, I need a freaking checklist whenever I start, because that was so bad. And I so apologize for that. But outside of the checklist, I also need to figure out my moderation filters, but that's just stuff that I need to do. But overall, this has been a pretty good showing. You know, had a little bit of gaming, but not as much as I wanted to. But it is what it is. We'll kind of get back to that and really get on our feet with it. But I think we helped a lot of people. So that was also really good. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and finish this. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And if you like this video, go ahead and like button. If you really like it, I'm going to subscribe. I love you either way. Take care. All the best and bye.